Hey, it's Coach Ariel Andersson. I'm out here in my yard because we were breaking the storm. And today we're talking about waiting. Waiting is one of the most vulnerable, sometimes painful, and very challenging things to do. And I really wanted to talk about that because it shows up in life and your fertility path, whether you're midlife or doing this again for the first time, and it's showing up in your life in other ways. I really felt it's important right now to talk about this. I'm also working with this right now, the waiting for the clear vision of how I want to be showing up for you. I know that I keep coming in and saying, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I know that that's a bit like your journey. You have an idea of how you want things to go, or how you idealize or think that things are going to go, hope that things are going to go. And you get excited. You might even talk about it with people like I do. And then things change. And there's a combination of a bunch of things that happen. And I want to talk about that in just a second. But I do want to say thank you for being here in this incredible world circle of people, of women. And, if you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm here. Now I'm here once a month on the third Friday. It's a bit of a Q&A, do a topic, and as well, it's a little bit of a push, I'll admit. For the following Tuesday, I do a private circle. And I'm going to admit that. It's true. It's an opportunity, and that's how I look at it. I'm not a big selling blah, whatever. I just want you to know about it. So that's what all this is about. And so today, I just wanted to say that we're going to, if you subscribe, if you want to be alerted again of this. Meanwhile, just know that I'm here right now for you in whatever it is that's showing up for you. Okay, let's dive right in. Waiting. Oh, waiting is not my favorite thing. I was just talking to my God yesterday and I was like, I hate waiting. I like to be in action. I like to know that I'm doing something, moving forward. And I bet for you, there's something similar in there. You want to know how you can affect change, how you can move forward, what you need to do or not do. And there's so much information coming at you. There's a lot. I know I had said I was going to talk about science today. I just didn't feel that. So we'll talk about that next time, I hope. But I really felt this was important to address because, the last 2 weeks we had so many storms, which is why I decided to come outside. It's like, sun. This is why I'm in California. Yes, I'm in Ugg boots and in a summer dress, but that's only because the ground is cold. But there was this waiting for the break in the storm, waiting for things to be different, waiting to feel like I wasn't being attacked by my rooftop with all the trees falling and the, rain coming. But this is what it's like for you on your path. And I know that. It's that you had an idea. I had an idea of how I was going to be spending those days, but instead it turned out to be something else that didn't always feel good. In moments it felt good, but not always. And so it's how to take a time that might be you might choose it. You might choose to wait for a little bit, to wait for your body. Maybe your body needs a break from whatever you've been doing in order to be on your fertility path. If you're midlife, you might have other things crossing, or any time actually. And it's challenging because you want to be moving. Part of you needs to be still and part of you needs to feel like you're doing something, right? Doesn't that sound a bit familiar? It does for me when I say it out loud, even before on my fertility path and now. And there's that listening. What does your body really need? Does it really want restrictive diets and regimes of chemicals and drugs to get your body ready? Sometimes the answer is going to be no. Sometimes the answer is going to be, I need to wait for me. You may have had losses, or losses being that things weren't happening and you're checking every time you go to the bathroom, or you're checking tests and it's not what you hoped. It's, that's here, or that's not here. And so there can be a need for your psyche, your being to just get a break from that. So whether it's physical, energetic, emotional, it's that allowing for the waiting, allowing for the pause that's so powerful and so needed. And I just want you to give yourself permission to do that if it's needed. Now, if somebody's saying, if you're going to acupuncture herbalist, somebody else, they're saying, I really want you to build back your blood and have things be stronger in your system and you're feeling a resistance, just notice what's there. You're still going to make the decision that you're going to make. I totally rejected my acupuncturist and herbalist ideas when I was on my path. I'm like, no, we need to keep trying. Now, if I'd had myself or somebody like me on my path, I would have heard these words I'm telling you now, which is, write them, voice them on a voice memo, whatever it is that you like to draw them, but really just sit for a moment and what's there. Now, usually, and it was for me, it was about scarcity. We have fertility clinics and articles and so many different things telling, oh, you don't have much time. Now, depending on what country you're in, that can start at 25, 35, 45, 55. It depends. Know that your reality may not be the same everywhere or within everyone. Allow your own experience and say to yourself, do I really feel like I don't have any time? Does it feel like it's tomorrow? Maybe the answer is yes. I remember feeling like this was something that was imposed upon me because I still felt I was going to have my daughter. So if that was true, if that was something I knew in my heart, then what I was being told couldn't be true because she was coming, regardless of my age and all the other things that were being told and being said out loud. So I just want you to consider that. Just see what's there. And if there is scarcity, then it's breathing into that moment. Okay, there is enough time. I am still wanting to move forward on this path, regardless of any of the information that's coming at me. Or the answer might be actually no. Or maybe that's what the waiting and the pause is about, is to find your true answer. Because there's so many layers to the fertility path, why you want to get pregnant, why now, all of that. So I really just want you to, whether you're 25, 35, 45, 55, this same piece is always there. There just might be some added joyous, not so joyous realities that come in if it's midlife. So we talk about that too. I'm in my waiting period and it's uncomfortable because why? Why? Because in that is taking more silence. And in the silence, things come. Sometimes they are ahas and you're like, yes, that's clear. And that's great. And other times those ahas may come with discomfort and truth. Yesterday and last week as well, I had a session because I thought if I'm going to be in this waiting, if I'm going to be in a pause where I'm meeting you once a month in the private group and here, because I need space to explore, because I feel like I'm supposed to be waiting and I'm not good at that, so I'm going to force that, then what's there? I need to explore, I need to create, I need to look within. My heart is beating even as I'm saying this. It feels vulnerable to say it out loud. And you don't have to say it out loud. I'm here saying it out loud so that you can know that you're not alone on this path. It can be scary because one of the things that I've been seeing, especially in the last couple of weeks, as I ask someone to guide me through this, is you see and you are faced with truths that have been there. And you think, oh, that's what's happening. For me, it was some ahas around scarcity, around movement forward, around me as a little girl, me as a grown-up, things I've done in my past, things I'm doing right now. It's like all coming together in one big soup, and that's pretty full on. And I was thankful to have somebody who's not inside my head reflecting some important things. That we do a little bit of that on Tuesday, depending on the group in reality. But and having those quiet moments, the breath that I don't really have enough time here in this space to really do, to really deepen in and go into the visualization and the energy of it, and going within yourself and sharing or not sharing. Like, that's things you have to have an expanded space for. That's the only reason I do the monthly thing. That's why I asked for it for myself. Because it's strong work, it's private work. It's not here we have thousands looking at it right now work. Maybe someday there'll be a version of that. I don't know, but that's not what feels true right now. My heart's beating as I talk to you, and I say, just keep showing up for you and showing up for this space, showing up, meaning your space, not this space. Sure, you can show up for this space. It's great to see you in here. I'm wondering as I'm talking, like, is there something that you want to throw down in the comments? Is there something that's showing up that you want to share? I would be curious, because maybe someone else is feeling that too, and they can exhale when they read it. I'll give you a second for that. If this is interesting for you, of course, like it so other people can find it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I know I just have to say that. I did some. This is what I did. I did vision boards. I've always been like, vision boards, right? But I did it with my daughter. I was invited to do it around the full moon and the beginning of the year. I had thought about it, and I was like, is that too cliche for me? But in the end, it was interesting to see what came. It was interesting to see what others did, though it kind of went quickly. I realized that in a group space, I prefer to be on my own, but it was interesting because I added sparkles and things, which I normally wouldn't, because they had it. So I'm going to put this down. So yeah, just in the waiting, allow yourself the space for whatever shows up for you. I haven't seen anything down in the comments, but if you want to come back on the replay and write something, please do. I always love to hear what your experience is. If you have any questions right now or in the future when you come to this video, please throw them down. I'm here for it all. That's why I'm here. And otherwise, I will see you on the third week of February, and third Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific. And if you don't know me, I'm a coach, a midlife mom. I worked in conscious business. You're creating, whether that's from your belly or in your world, and often they're all interconnected. And I value you. So thank you for being there, for you, for me, for the world circle. And I'll see you next time.